and welcome to Pop and Heat, episode 26. I'm Kier.
And I'm Leash, and welcome to your new favorite wrestling podcast.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Episode 26, struggling to find a milestone in that. We do it every other episode.
Yeah, 26 is tough. I mean, maybe we'll just like celebrate every 5, you know?
Okay.
It's easier.
All right. Yeah, that seems good. We'll break it up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have the lows to have the highs.
Sure.
Something like that.
Without one, what is the other? Anyways, we've got quite a bit to talk about this week. We've got Money in the Bank coming up, so we're going to hit you with some predictions for that. Give you our social updates, and we'll do our recap as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a little more sped up, our recap this week, just because we are going to get into the Money in the Bank predictions. And then for the social, we have kind of a specific topic we're going to cover. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it.
Let's.
Well, Smackdown on May 30th. All right, I'll let you know the matches that happened and who won.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Hit me. Rapid fire.
Okay, we had a women's Money in the Bank ladder match qualifier, and that was won by Naomi over Nia Jax and Jade Cargill.
Yeah, which, was a little bit of a surprise because, Nia's not really done anything since she came back. No momentum really on her side. And Jade, I thought, was kind of on the rise, but no, Naomi.
I think we said while we were watching this match that it is a tough one because kind of all three of them deserve their chance to shine. So it's a bit of a difficult one to call on who you thought. I think I would probably lean towards Jade Cargill. I'd like to see more with her. She's such a action figure, as we say every single episode. But
yeah, I mean, that's where I was at. I figured Jade was the likely winner there, but such was not the case.
Such is life. Next, we had JC Mateo and R-Truth. JC Mateo defeats R-Truth, and there's a beatdown afterwards until Jimmy Uso makes the save. That's a post-match attack, folks. Post-match attack. Oh. It's okay.
Yeah, we can do it like that. We can do it at the same time.
We can do whatever we want.
That's right. It's our freaking show. All right?
We're the stars of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, JC Mateo / Jason Cobb, whatever his name is.
Yeah. They're going hard with JC, it seems, so.
We are like, I don't get it with this guy. But
yeah, I hate his finishing move. It's like just a rockabye body slam.
And
not
his
even
outfits.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with like the greased up
onesie.
Faux leather onesie or what do you call that?
Pleather?
No, not pleather though. Like a latex.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Disturbing.
Gross.
Yeah. Not cool.
Yeah, not mean to you. I'm saying the outfit is gross, okay, JC? I don't like it. But
wouldn't like it on anyone.
No, that's what I'm
saying. Not specific to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that was fun. Next we had Los Garza, Angel and Umberto. They beat Ray Phoenix and Javon Evans in a tag team match.
Bringing up the new guys again.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we just didn't notice it as much last year because we have only been watching for like the last year and a half, but I feel like there's a real like push for new people this year.
I think maybe because last year they still had the draft, it just felt different.
That could be it.
You know, this year they're just kind of throwing them at us without telling us first.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's a little different. But, it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't. Just interesting.
But
notable.
Certainly not really anything that's carrying any weight right now, considering everything else we're paying attention to going into this PLE. So
yeah,
it was just sort of a filler for me.
That's right. Next, we had Zelina Vega. She defeats Alba Fire despite outside interference from Chelsea Green and Piper Niven.
Yeah. I just want to say too, like, Chelsea's messed up. Like that,
Oh, yeah,
that
she
mask.
had that.
Like you can see her black eyes under the
Yeah.
mask. Like, oh, it's bad.
The face guard. She took it off at one point too. And she did not. It looks like a real injury there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Zelina at the Saturday Night Main Event gave her a good boot
Yeah.
in the nose, and it messed her up.
It's not like it happens occasionally where you see they get kicked in the face. Maybe they broke their nose or they got a bloody nose, and they covered it up with makeup or whatever the next week. Like Chelsea was like raw and banged up.
Yeah, she knows how to work it.
Yeah.
Like she's playing it up for sure. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I feel like she is the type to be like, don't put any makeup on it. I'm owning it.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. She's getting the most out of it for sure.
Next, and lastly for matches, Andrade beat Jacob Fatu and Carmelo Hayes to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was wild.
Yeah, I mean, who saw this coming?
Yeah.
I mean, if you thought Andrade was going to win, please comment and tell us, because I just never saw this. I thought Fatu all the way, but I love this. I'm an Andrade fan. I've been saying for a long time they need to do more with him. I dig this, and this is going to push the Fatu solo feud, because it was a solo interference thing that cost him. So I love that.
I feel like this whole match we were kind of like, it'll be Jacob Fatu unless they're going to push Carmelo Hayes. Like that was our tone the entire match, and then Andrade won. We were like, "What is going on?"
Exactly, it was great. I love it.
But you really like Andrade, so
he's a hell of a wrestler, and I think he has a lot of character as well. They just struggled to find the right way for him to show it.
Yeah, that's true.
I do think he's got a lot of, cool vibes going for him.
Yeah, I mean, we say this all the time. If you don't have the right storyline, it's really hard to shine, no matter how shiny you naturally are. So,
that's it. Yeah, you need the right writing.
Yeah, framing of you.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
Lastly, just a notable moment, not a match, but we had a little bit of a showdown with John Cena, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Logan Paul. Cody Rhodes comes out to talk to the crowd, brings out Jey Uso for a big yeet fest, calls out John Cena, who comes out with Logan Paul. All of this obviously promo for their Money in the Bank tag match that's coming up. But yeah, notable and interesting. We love a good Cody Rhodes moment.
For sure. I mean, I'd say that the combination of Logan and Cena together digging into this heel thing is, probably what stole the show there. I mean, Cena's just becoming more viable as the bad guy every week. He does not crack a smile.
No.
He says all the right things, which are all the wrong things,
Yeah.
really. And pairing up with Logan Paul is perfect.
Yeah. I think he's done a great job of it. And both he and Logan Paul's great on the mic too. And he just kind of plays that little sleazy sniveling guy that you hate so well.
That's it. Everybody hates him. Even if you like him, you still hate him.
Yeah.
And what better way to add fuel to the Cena fire than to pair him with that guy, right?
Yeah.
It's genius.
They're a good matchup. Yeah. It'll be interesting for sure.
That's genius. I'm not happy with everything. Let me make that clear. I do like that particular part of the story right now, but there are many elements of the big story that I'm not happy with. If you've been following our TikToks, you're aware of this.
Yeah. Follow our TikToks at Pop and Heat.
Yeah, do it.
So then we had June 2nd's Raw, and we'll run through the matches for that. So first we had Money in the Bank. Stephanie Vacker, Liv Morgan, and Ivy Nile. Qualifier match.
I didn't even realize what a perfect segue I just dropped there, right? With all of my dissatisfaction.
Yeah. So Kier put up a little TikTok about this one, which was getting some, conversation on it in the comments. So.
A little bit of involvement there for sure. It was good to have people chiming in with their opinions, whether you agree or not. I mean, I'm happy to, see the activity. But anyways, all this to say,
Stephanie Vacker won.
Yeah. Wasn't thrilled about this. And there was a lot of people that disagreed with my opinion. And, they're saying how wonderful she is and, all the things that she's done elsewhere besides WWE. I'm not disputing that. But, we are focused on WWE specific.
Yeah.
So when you've got somebody that has the track record outside, there are tons of fans that are aware of that and love that, respect that, and they can be excited about somebody coming in and just having all kinds of success right out of the gate. We're not necessarily that audience. And I have to think that we can't be the only ones.
Yeah.
Right. So, I would think that it would generally take a little bit longer for a newcomer to build that kind of momentum, especially when paired against somebody like Liv Morgan. But having seen Julia win against a Charlotte Flair and seeing, Roxanne Perez win against Becky Lynch, anything was going to happen, right? And Liv did not get the win as I had hoped.
Well, it's like I was saying, this real push for the newcomers, I feel like, is happening. Not only are a lot of them coming in, they're being pushed into big storylines right away. What I will say is, when you say, because you tend to say we're big into WWE specific stuff. Now, my point to you was there's a lot of people out there disagreeing with you because they watch NXT, and to them, NXT. I said that right?
Yep.
Sounded weird coming out of my mouth.
Nailed it.
Anyway, to them, that is WWE. It's a part of the WWE universe. It's not for us because we don't watch it. And I know she's had, I believe Stephanie Vacker had success outside of NXT as well in different leagues. So, that's just to note that to a lot of people, that's a part of it all. NXT is not just developmental. It's a whole segment of WWE in itself. So.
And I do understand that. But again, my point is, if you're watching Raw, SmackDown, and the PLE specific, this
main
is gonna
roster is what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. This is not gonna hit right. Some people agreed, some people disagreed. I appreciate all of it. I understand that my opinion is just my opinion, and it's that's the fun of all of this, right? Is to generate some healthy debate. So I'm just glad we got people talking.
Exactly. And to your point, in this specific scenario, it's not because I think a lot of people are like, Liv's had a lot of time to shine. She's won a lot. But in this specific situation, they're really making this storyline with her and Roxanne Perez, this kind of like feud that they seem to be building, with Roxanne Perez kind of trying to edge her way into Judgment Day. So I think you had mentioned like this was a good opportunity to keep that storyline going, and maybe they'll find a way to still do that with Money in the Bank, but not having Liv in Money in the Bank kind of takes away an opportunity for that. So.
Well, and that's the other side of this, right? It's not even so much that Stephanie isn't a compelling character, that she's not a great wrestler or, deserving of a win. It's just, where is the story?
Yeah.
Right? What is going to grab people here? She has no connection to anyone. I mean, as far as I know, unless there's something with her and Julia and Roxanne Perez, which again, I wouldn't know about that. So that feud's going to hit flat for me. And I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
So there were missed opportunities. I mean, you still got fire between Liv and Rhea. We know that. They just did that Netflix thing where they brought them out as like the showcase for WWE on that show. So obviously there's still some fire there. Like Liv just sort of adds a necessary excitement to anything. So, I am definitely biased. There's no question, but I'm also correct in the fact that there was more storyline to pursue with that outcome as opposed to Stephanie.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I like Liv. I'm not as biased as you are. She is your favorite female wrestler right now of all of them. That being said, I agree with you on this point. I think I would have preferred it going in that direction, but I am aware WWE throws you some curveballs sometimes, so she might be in there. There might be something. She shows up. I don't know. She could interfere in some way.
Yeah. Well, it won't be what it should be. That's
Okay.
what we know.
All right.
But anyways, so when you look at it, you've got 6, women in this match that have no connection. There's no storyline
Yeah.
between any of them.
Yeah.
So I just find that not as compelling, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a ladder match is going to be fun no matter what.
It is. Yeah.
But
it's a good one.
It could have been better.
All right, let's move on from
Moving
that.
on.
We did a deep dive on that one, but I knew we would because you were upset.
Yeah, it was a hot topic for me, for sure.
Next, we had Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus Eric and Ivar. Finn Balor and JD McDonough secured the victory on this one.
Yeah, once again, just throwing JD into the wolves with these guys.
Yeah.
They're just banging his head off everything in sight.
I think I'd prefer if JD McDonough just didn't fight anymore because I'm really nervous about his injuries.
Yeah, we are genuinely concerned.
Yeah. Next, we had Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we got a little Seth Rollins faction action.
Oh, I like it.
Ah, right?
Oh, that's sweet.
That was organic. I didn't even think about it. Fun.
Nicely done.
Jey Uso and Sami Zayn emerged victorious.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta throw him a bone here and there. I think the important ones are gonna go the way of Seth Rollins, but these sort of not important filler matches will go to the good side from time to time.
That's right. Next, we had Raquel Rodriguez versus Kairi Sane, and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Kairi Sane. Hobbs.
Yeah, which, I mean, Liv didn't get it done the week before, right? So
I know, that's true. Yeah.
Questionable decision making.
Interesting.
But, still happy to see Raquel win.
Yeah, I like Raquel. Yep, I do.
We are fans.
Tall. I mean, I don't even know that she's that tall, but in comparison, Liv's so tiny. So Raquel standing next to her.
No, she's definitely one of the taller female superstars out there for sure. And she's powerful.
I feel like she's improving a lot. Like, I know she had been off for a while and we found her a little clunky when she first came back. But I feel like things are smoothing out slowly.
Yeah, she's finding her groove for sure. And I think, her chemistry with Liv is awesome. And,
so good. Yeah. She's great with all the Judgment Day people. When they do the backstage promos, Raquel's always got a funny, like, she's usually irritated with Carlito is a lot of what it is. So it's pretty funny. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay. Next and lastly, we had men's Money in the Bank qualifier match. El Grande Americano, CM Punk, AJ Styles, and wow.
Wow, indeed. I mean, Money in the Bank this year, who'd have thunk it? Like, they're just so left field with what they're doing here.
That's right.
So if you don't know, I think everybody in the world would have assumed CM Punk was
for sure.
This one.
Yeah.
Like, everyone would have thought CM Punk was going to get this. But no, Captain Starbucks.
I was wondering what you were gonna do with the Starbucks angle there.
Oh, I can't even believe this.
Yeah.
Like, are you happy about this? Because I know you dig you hated Chad, but you like this.
You know what? I don't love it. I love it for Chad Gable because I hated Chad Gable. And I think this is pretty funny. And he posted something the other day. It was a picture of El Grande after his win. And he was like Chad Gable posted it and was like so proud of this guy.
Oh my God. That's actually freaking brilliant.
I love it. I love the whole dynamic of it. I think it's hilarious. And it's the best, meat on the bone that Chad Gable has had in the year and a half that we've been watching him. So
if I'm being honest, I'm not hating it as much as I was.
Yeah.
I mean, the comedy of it all is undeniable. And I mean, it seems that we're going to need some, comedy infusion going forward. So, there's another one. Sorry, guys.
Well, that was it for Raw.
Yeah. And, this Money in the Bank match is just wild. Both of them. Crazy.
Yeah. You want to go right into predictions?
Well, why don't we do a little bit of our segments first?
Okay.
Not a little bit. We'll do all of them.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard because I don't have all my promo notes. So I can't remember every little thing that happened to remember who I thought, but we can try. Let's
We
do
have
it.
to. It's who
I
we
know,
are.
it's part of our show.
Here
All
we
right,
go, folks.
let's go at first segment. Let's go.
Top of the pop.
Top of the pop.
Okay. Well, for SmackDown.
Well, we don't do it per show. You got.
No, I know. I'm saying
All right.
I'm saying my choice for top of the pop is for SmackDown. Who do you think it's going to be?
You want to do 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
I feel like I know who you're gonna guess.
I'm sure you do.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Cody Rhodes. My dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he is like freshly back, and the crowd does love him. There was lots of "I love yous" from the. At one point, someone's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I love you too."
Yeah. Oh, it was good. You could feel the excitement for his return. Yeah, that's the win for me. How about you?
I feel like I'd agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody else that I felt like got it more. I generally like when I have full show notes to fully confirm that because it's hard to remember all the things that happen, off the top of your head. But no, I mean, based on the matches, definitely Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a match, but you know what I mean.
He's our guy.
Our notes that we have, yeah.
And let's hit it.
You suck.
Hottest of the heat.
Hottest of the heat.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to go a little long with that one.
Yeah, sustained.
Just wanted to hold it for a minute,
Yeah, a lot of heat.
Yeah.
All right, well,
All right.
are we going to 1, 2, 3 this one?
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Logan Paul.
Bam.
Yeah, Logan Paul gets all the heat. All the heat that's there.
Yeah, I mean, there are others, but I mean, he's definitely the hottest of the heat.
Cena, obviously, but Cena still gets mixed reaction because people still love him. So you get like his typical chant now is "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks."
Or
people
with his
love
song.
to hate him. So yeah, that's true.
John Cena sucks.
Yeah, but people are like excited to, like they're like happy.
That's it. I don't count it, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like not counting Jey Uso's yeet for the top of the pop because like it's just not the same.
It's a
right?
part of the gimmick, not necessarily a
That's right.
reaction.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Well, Logan Paul, you do a great job. The crowd hates you. So, yeah.
So look at that. Top of the pop and hottest of the heat gonna collide.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul. Yeah, that's
Like
going to be fun. I am excited for that match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm excited for anything with Cody. He's the best.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do some Money in the Bank predictions right now then.
Let's hit it.
All right. So let's talk about that right away. We've got John Cena and Logan Paul versus Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes.
I mean, because there's no belt on the line, I'm gonna say, probably Cody and Jay. Yeah, let's give it to the good guys here.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. And the reason why is because I feel like if they were to lose, it's too much loss on that side for the past little while. Like and like you said, there's no title on the line. So there's no fear of John Cena losing that, high point of his storyline yet. And you got to give people the hope for Cody.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing. Without the belt on the line, it's easy to hand Cena the loss.
Yeah.
And that's what people want to see. You can do that with this tag match. They're going to. I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
There'll be something post-match. No, I agree with you. And maybe we're both wrong.
I don't know if this is a prediction as much as a hope, though, I'm feeling like I'm saying this just because of how excited I am
told
Cody's back.
Don't make hopeful predictions.
I know, but
that has bitten me before.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Mine's not hopeful. I genuinely feel like that's what's going to happen. Now, I do think there's going to be either interference of some kind. Maybe Seth Rollins gets up in there,
Mm.
you know? I don't know. Because, well, anyways, he is in Money in the Bank. So maybe not. But something's going to happen either during or post match.
Well, you were thinking that, he and Cena were going to come together.
Yeah, I
Seth
did.
Rollins
Yeah.
and Cena, right? So we'll see.
There's a real theme going on, and I feel like, knowing WWE, they may not tie it all together, which will suck because I think there's a good opportunity here because there's a lot of this like best for business. So John Cena obviously said a bunch of times what's best for business, what's best for business. Then Seth Rollins in a promo said best for business. And then Becky Lynch is her whole thing right now is back in business. So I feel like there's a through line to like tie more of them together, but they might not do that. They tend not to do what I want them to do. So
I like it. I mean, it would be cool if it wasn't just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Because we've been thinking this for so long. I mean, and they could, keep playing the slow game on this.
Yeah.
But only for so long because Cena's done at the end of the year, right?
Yeah. No, exactly. Well, that's fine.
We'll see.
Okay. Next, we have for our prediction the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We've got El Grande Americano Starbucks, Andrade, LA Knight, Seth Rollins, Penta, and Solo Sikoa. Real mixed bag here.
Okay, I'm going to give you my main prediction.
Okay.
Then I have like a dark horse, like long shot.
Okay.
Sort of. Anyways, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. I feel like that they're obviously putting a lot of eggs in this basket with him, Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker. Like, this is a big deal, and they want you to think it's a big deal. So I think Seth winning and having that briefcase just adds a lot of cachet to the whole thing, and I really think that's what's going to happen here. I can't see any other storyline being more compelling. Just, because I'm going to say maybe LA Knight, because I think this is his third Money in the Bank, and because he's really paid his dues, and I could see the possibility of him having the briefcase so they could just decide to give him a belt whenever they want because he's such a big star.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe a possibility. I don't see it happening with Solo. I think Fatu might even come and try to screw him over. I don't see it with Andrade. I mean, that's not happening. Starbucks, he's lucky he's even there. I just don't see any other storylines making more sense.
I disagree. I think that
let's hear it.
My prediction is Solo Sikoa because I think this is how Solo and Jacob Fatu finally break down. We've been seeing all of this tension with them. What's going on? They obviously are both fighting for alpha of their group. And Jacob Fatu is a title holder right now. Right? Yeah, he has the US title.
Yeah.
And I think Solo winning Money in the Bank, we get a real, like, similar to the Tiffy Nia thing that happened last year. That storyline. That's what I think is going to happen. Betrayal.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're going with that. The reason I'm not guessing that with you is because I just see that match happening regardless. Like, that confrontation is happening. Fatu's already pissed off with Solo all the time. Like, I just feel like we're already on the doorstep of that. They don't need a Money in the Bank, storyline to make that happen.
But I think it's a good balancing of power. Like, right now, they are both fighting for alpha, but Jacob Fatu's got that title belt, so he's secure with that. They give Solo the briefcase, and they're balancing the power.
Well, it's not a bad prediction.
It's a good one.
We'll see.
And it's right.
We'll see. Oh,
okay. Next, let's go Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Well, for me, this one, once again, feels like an easy choice. I mean, I wouldn't have thought Lyra would have won the last match.
Yeah.
And I think she said that she's won twice. I couldn't remember what the first match was. But anyways,
I don't know.
apparently Lyra's beat her twice now. How are they going to have Becky Lynch lose
No.
3 times?
They're not going to.
No, I don't see it.
Becky wins, for
even
sure.
though they're doing the heel thing, like she's got to win. And I mean, she deserves it. She should have that belt.
Yeah. And she's had almost, like, what, every other belt? Almost?
Yes.
Other than Intercontinental's a new belt, too. Or, sorry, U.S. Championship is a new belt, too.
You know, hard to say anybody is a, greater GOAT.
Yeah.
Right? In the women's division. I mean, Charlotte, they say, but she's got more title wins. But, looking at what they've done, I mean, I'd say it's quite equal.
I'm all in. She's my favorite wrestler, and she's a wrestler of the people, okay? Right now, yeah, she's got her heel turn going on, but they still struggle sometimes to go against her, The people love her, and she's going to win.
Yeah, I think so, too. Go Bex.
Go Bex. All right, and lastly, we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Roxanne Perez, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Julia, and Stephanie Vacker.
Well, this is the hardest one for me to try and make a prediction on because, once again, there's no storyline here. I mean, picking a winner, what would you be basing it on?
Yeah.
Right? Like, ultimately, you probably would say Rhea has the best choice because she's the biggest badass, but, who freaking knows? I'll tell you who I want to win. It's Miss Bliss.
So that is my prediction.
I hope she wins.
Yeah.
I see more potential in building storyline with her holding the briefcase. And I would hope it would mean that we'd see more of her. Like, she's an exciting character. The pop is off the charts when she's around. So why aren't we seeing more of her?
Well, and they have had some tense moments with her and Tiffy of recent, episodes.
Yep.
Backstage, in the ring with the two of them and Charlotte. So, I mean, they can build on that. There's something to build on there. If she does get Money in the Bank, trying to cash in on Tiffy is something for her to build on. Tiffy has had the belt for quite a while now. And, if it's going to be taken off of her by anybody, I'm happy to have it be Alexa Bliss. I love Tiffany Stratton. Okay. She's one of my faves. But I think Alexa Bliss could take it and it be viable.
Yeah, absolutely. Didn't Tiffy won the belt back in the fall, I think,
Yeah,
right?
she's had it a long time.
Good run.
Yeah.
I mean, for her first and being a rookie at that, I think there's no problem in taking it off of her. I think Alexa should get the win here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're talking like she's already winning against Tiffy.
She's going to win.
Yeah. We're long game
we're
predictions now.
Past
she wins Money in the Bank and takes her belt.
Beats Tiffy. Yeah. That's it for our Money in the Bank predictions. So we'll see what happens. We'll update you next episode based on our Money in the Bank recap. But I'm super excited about it. I like Money in the Bank. Super fun.
We do have Smackdown before Money in the Bank.
That's
so
true.
We'll see. I mean, it's possible that they could add even another match to the PLE. They did that with Saturday Night Main Event. They threw in that Chelsea Green Zelina match at the last minute. So
here's what we'll do. We'll throw up a TikTok going through these predictions that we've made again on Saturday morning with if there's anything added from Friday Night Smackdown. We'll add in our predictions from that, and we'll have them fully documented on the old TikTok account.
That's right. And we'd love to hear your thoughts on our predictions. Again, good or bad, we love the involvement.
Yeah.
So just let us know.
Yeah, we do. All right. How about our last segment here?
Let's hit it. The social.
Social. That's beautiful. Little serenade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job.
I feel like that's the worst singing I do.
I don't know. Is the social theme song?
Yeah. It's fun. Like every time we do it, I think in my head, even though we say what a great job we feel we did, I don't generally.
Every time you're like, it was
I'm like,
good.
wow, like I actually sing in a band.
Yeah, Kier's the lead singer of a band. I would say that the social theme song is not the best example of your voice, but I like it because it's ours.
Yeah, I mean, well, our intro and outro theme is me, and
That's
like you hear
true.
like tiny bits of me singing. So I
Yeah.
don't know if we've ever said that before, but
No,
that is
we
my
haven't.
song.
Yeah, it's called The Show.
Yeah, I
And
felt that it was appropriate
yeah,
for
yeah,
our show.
it's great. We
You
love
can-
it.
You can, hear like almost a full verse sometimes at the end of the episode, but you got to
Yeah.
hang around for a while for that.
Yeah, maybe I'll leave a little extra in, on this episode.
Shameless,
Leave the whole song.
shameless
Check it
self-plugging
out.
here, eh? Like, this is bad. Anyway,
Check
moving
it
on.
out.
Moving on.
If anyone's looking for a new WWE theme song, it would be a great fit.
Okay.
All right, on the social this week. The main thing we want to talk about, and because I expect it to take up a little bit longer than the social normally is the WWE releases of the past week.
I mean, it's pretty much the only thing to talk about right now. I mean, these are always hot button topics, but I mean, never more so than now with the release of the beloved R-Truth, Ron
Yeah.
Killings, who follows us on TikTok.
Follows our TikTok account. So sad.
Who doesn't love R-Truth? What kind of move is this for WWE? Nobody that watches wrestling understands why this is happening.
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm of the opinion like it's being questioned regularly online whether this is actually just storyline. That maybe he's gonna come back. What were they saying he's gonna come back as?
Right. Somebody had said it's just R-Truth's contract that's up, but he'll have a new one under the name Ron Cena.
Yeah, Ron Cena. Yeah.
Stuff.
That would be pretty funny, yeah.
Or that, he would come back and just be like, oh, my bad. I was wrong. I did get a new contract. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely feasible that because they're just letting his contract run out. It is feasible that they just feel like he's not providing enough to the show right now. He is, he's like 50, I think.
53.
53. There you go. So he's not, probably top of his game for wrestling. And, that is a viable explanation. What I will say is that he was so big in the storyline over the past month, like leading up to the Cena fight that he had. He's been, front and center, and then just to abruptly release him right after that is so strange to me that it does seem like it could be a possibility that they are just doing this to, garner hate towards John Cena or, evoke emotion in the crowd for R-Truth. I don't know. It seems like an option.
The timing is unbelievable.
Yeah.
If a few months had passed where they weren't using him in story, I think people might have, taken this news differently. Maybe not. I don't know. He is very beloved. But because of what you just said, the Saturday night main event and then the match with JC the following week.
Yeah, exactly.
There was enough happening with him for this to just seem super bizarre.
Yeah.
So if it is a work, well done.
Yeah.
You fooled a tremendous amount of people. If it's not, it's damn sad.
We had like a movement of people at Raw this week that were like, during every segment, we're going to chant, "We want truth." And that did happen. Like, it wasn't the entire crowd, but it did happen a few times in the show.
Yeah, definitely heard some of the chanting, not as loud as I had hoped. I had seen comments from some people that were just like just wreck the show.
Yeah,
right?
You were like excited because you thought like this is gonna be crazy. You were like amped up for it.
Oh yeah, I was like, man, if this happens, this is gonna be nuts. Like, 2.5 hours of "We want truth." Like, you can't have a show until you bring him back, basically. And I've said this in episodes before. The audience does have the power, right? Like, it just takes a lot of guts to do what needs to be done, and the the difficulty in getting that done with the collective amount of people to make an impact is really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. And, you'd have to sacrifice this thing that we all love so much for, who knows how many weeks to get what we're looking for. And by this, I mean, stop buying tickets if you want the ticket prices to come down. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Ruin a show by chanting "We want truth" for the entire show. Not going to happen. If it did, it might make an impact, but you'd have to do it for a while.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I guess we'll see how it plays out, if it's a real thing or not. I feel like some of the, that guy from Fightful, anyways, he was one person that had confirmed, the R-Truth thing is not a joke. It's for real. He hasn't been hacked. He's been released. Something Sap, his name is. Anyways, he posted another thing, saying how heartbreaking it is. And maybe that's all just genuine, but I kind of felt like it was so over the top that it had to be part of the storyline. So we'll see what happens. I guess if nothing happens, we'll know it was all real, or we're in for a quite a ride.
Yeah, I mean, I sure hope it's a work, because he adds a ton of lighthearted comedy. I have to be honest and say that, like, every time he's on, I enjoy his segment. It always makes me laugh.
Yeah,
no matter how
so
ridiculous it is, I always get a chuckle out of it. It's just a nice thing to have there. And there's also the element of just being crazy impressed by this 53-year-old who's built like he's 24 and, he's wicked. So, hopefully we haven't seen the last of him.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of losing the, we'll go in order here. Let's go in order. Next, we heard about Valhalla.
Yeah.
Being released. We were not super devastated, but I will note that it had been a long time since it's been since last year, I feel like, since we even saw her on a show.
This is another one of those things where, because you haven't seen the person for so long, it doesn't shock you the same way. Right?
No.
Like this, you're kind of like, yeah, okay, I can see it. Right.
I did like her when she was in that she had a tag thing going with Ivar for a while.
Yeah.
And I did like that. And she did put a post up on social media just saying, she understood where they were coming from releasing her, but she was very, very sad to be losing such a big part of her life. So,
yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's got to be awful, but hopefully she'll find a home somewhere else in one of the other promos. So,
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Lastly, and this one I feel like ties together a lot more with R-Truth, and that scenario, but we lost Carlito.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, another, not as shocking, but another, loss of somebody who brings a lot of comedy to the show.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't had really any matches or anything, and I get that, but he is a big part of, the comedic value that the Judgment Day has, and he has all these little bits and pieces here and there, getting speared by Braun Breaker, like these moments that are big moments. So I was still a little more shocked by this one. I can see he's not providing to the wrestling itself lately, but he is part of the story.
His comedy is pretty sneaky too. Like he's really funny, and right till the end, he made that post saying, WWE wants me to pay back the money I've stolen.
Yeah.
After watching the past year, my lawyers say I should pay. Like,
yeah,
that's just a really funny thing to say when, most people would think that you'd be pretty bitter and probably wouldn't have too many nice things to say. Definitely a high road. But from what I hear, he's already back to Mexico and working and
probably
doing something. I don't know.
Not being a big part of the main stuff for so long, you get to a point where you're like, I'm just happy for every day I have here. And then when you are released, you're kind of like, well, I was lucky that they didn't let me go sooner,
He was there for a long time. Like, really long time. And anyway, from what I read, he's already doing okay. So hopefully that's true.
Yeah. We're going to miss him in the Judgment Day, but it is what it is.
Yep. I noticed Liv in her match had all their names and his name was at the top. That could have been there the whole time, but because he was released, I noticed it.
I
Was
feel like it has more meaning.
Here. Anyways, sorry to hear that, guys. We hope you land on your feet.
Yeah, we do. And that wraps up our show today. That was all we had to talk about.
Yeah. As Leech. Well,
Leech.
Jesus, you're not Leech. As Leech said. Jeez. We'll post a TikTok on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Recap our predictions and add any others that might be necessary from whatever happens on Smackdown.
Yeah, we're in for a big weekend, folks. Money in the Bank. I'm excited about it. So tune in next week because we'll recap Raw and SmackDown. Usually we'll do Raw and SmackDown pretty quick after a PLE and dive into the PLE a little bit more. So that'll be coming up, middle of next week. We'll have that up for you guys.
Yeah. And you can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Audible, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
YouTube for the video. And also you can find us on all our social media platforms. So that's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, X/Twitter. And you can find us at Poppin' Heat. That's at POPNHEAT.
All right.
That's it.
Right on. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next week.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.